Morning, everyone. Welcome to Meditate with Adam, session 169. 169. Here we are at the beginning of a week with the whole week ahead of us, the whole day ahead of us. Mondays at the moment are our time for the sandwich meditations. We engage in group meditation first thing and last thing. And in the middle of the day, have the opportunity to integrate experience. Last night, here on the Meditate with Adam series, we were exploring about how our mind is like a ship. Yeah, it's like a ship that is sailing on a specific course. And when we train in meditation, part of that process is beginning to learn to control our mind. Yeah, so we pacify the stress in the mind. We increase the positivity or the virtue in our mind. But we also need to learn how to control the mind. These are three of what are known as the four siddhis. Siddhi is a Sanskrit word which means attainment. So the four siddhis, they are pacifying, increasing, controlling, and wrathful. Siddhis means attainments. It's a Sanskrit word. Siddhas. You may have heard of the Mahasiddhas. So Mahasiddha means great attainments. These are practitioners who have attained great attainments. And there's 84 of them, the 84 Mahasiddhas, Indian meditators. Now, these attainments are pacifying, increasing, controlling, and wrathful. These are four of the attainments. We learn how to pacify the stress in our mind. We learn how to increase the positivity and virtue in our mind, which is crucial. There's no meaning in having negativity in our mind. It's a complete waste of our human life to be filled with negativity. And the way to remove that is to learn to control the mind. Yeah, it's to learn to take ownership and responsibility for what's happening in our mind. It's like having a mature mind, growing up spiritually, yeah, instead of blaming others for how we're feeling. We take responsibility. And instead of just letting our mind do what it wants to do, we say, I'm the captain now. This is the ship that I have control over, not my distractions. Where do my distractions take me? What good results do I have to show from being distracted? We can ask ourselves the question, if we like writing things down, We can even write down on a piece of paper the benefits of being distracted, and then write your name underneath it by J.R. Hartley, or whatever your name is. And then try to think of some benefits that you've had in your life from being distracted. This exercise leads to a blank page because there are no benefits. It's just habitual thinking. We may not realize that we are distracted until we sit down and meditate, and then a task that is as simple as just sitting and focusing on the breath is challenging, because although we want to, the distracted mind leads us away. We can try all sorts of different methods to bring our attention into the present moment. We can read many, many books, but there comes a point where we have to simply decide, in our life, not just like quickly, but we have to sit down and give ourselves a good talking to. Yeah. In the past, practitioners were able to follow spiritual teachers, spiritual guides, and were humble enough to take direct instruction from them. That maybe was a bit uncomfortable to hear, but they took it. But nowadays, very difficult, because we get offended so quickly and run away back to feeling comfortable. So we have to work out a way to tell our stubborn mind that now I'm taking ownership of where my life, my emotions are going. Like that. Yeah. This can happen in one moment. Just like if you want to stop something, there comes a point where you make a decision. You want to stop a relationship. You want to stop working in a particular company. You want to move house. You want to move areas. You think about it for a while. You and ah about it. But there's a point where you think, right, that's what I'm going to do. Even if you're shopping online, whatever, browsing, and eventually, right, I'm going to do it. There's a point. Yeah. That is instantaneous. That, of course, it takes time to get there. But it is the same with the training of our mind. It's like you can do many, 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 many meditations, but still behind that, if we haven't made the decision that we are going to control our mind and we're taking ownership of it, we'll sit here for years, decades, still our mind wandering. Yeah, oh, it's Meditate with Adam 10,561. I've done them all. Still distracted. Yeah, it's that there has to be a decision, and only we can make that. Yeah, and only we know that we've made it. It's something very personal, very private. No one can make it for us. We don't need to tell anyone that we made it. It comes when we have decided, and the only way we're going to do that is by sitting down somewhere and making the decision. Meditation, to some degree, is part of that. Yeah, because we're sitting down, aren't we? Quietly, and making that decision that we're going to control the mind. This is why when we train in calm abiding or tranquil abiding, where you can attain incredible levels of concentration, which the 84 Mahasiddhas did attain, where they can sit all day. They have the complete control and power of their mind. And of course, they engaged in some higher practices, but the essence of that ability to be able to concentrate is the decision too. Right at the beginning, I'm going to concentrate. I'm going to take ownership and control of my mind. Nothing exotic about it in any way, shape, or form. It's just, this is what I'm going to do. And as we sit and focus on the breath, which is what we're going to do now, continuously through that process, even though we're sitting and focusing on the breathing, there's either a decision making taking place or there isn't. Ideally, I'm thinking, I am going to concentrate. I'm going to focus. I'm not following distraction like that. And then you'll find yourself, lo and behold, able to focus. Let's give it a go. Sitting comfortably and getting ready. We begin our meditation by deciding to stay focused. During this 15-minute period, to take ownership of our mind and to decide the course our mind is going to follow. We're going to focus on our breathing and we're not going to get distracted. And to help us, we can count our breathing. Starting by counting the in-breath and the out-breath. Breathing in 1, breathing out 1, breathing in 2, breathing out 2, and so on. The mind distracts. Renew your intention. You're not going to follow, but you're going to control the course of your mind. Being distracted has no meaning, leads to no good results. Therefore, I'm going to stay focused and sit here, just count my breath without distraction. Moving to the next stage, we count the out breath. We stop counting the in breath. So we breathe in, notice that. Breathe out, count 1. And continue counting like that. As many rounds as we can. We notice our mind wandering. We stop it and return to our object of meditation. Renewing our intention, I'm going to take control of my mind. I am going to direct it from now on. Now we stop counting and focus on the natural breath for the last few minutes, using our mindfulness and alertness, and also our decision to stay focused just for these last few minutes, setting ourselves up for a wonderful day and week ahead by gathering our energies and training our mind. As our session is finishing, we dedicate the peaceful energy to our family, friends, community, society, world. And looking ahead at our week, we determine to carry this mind space into our day. For the benefit of all living beings. So well done for coming along to this session. Encourage yourself wherever you are with your training to keep practicing, and try during the day to remember not only the breathing, but almost more importantly, your intention to take ownership of what is happening in your mind, to take control, and to be confident you can direct your life in the way that you want it to go. Nobody other than ourselves has that power. We empower ourselves through our training of the mind. I may see you later in around 12 hours if you're free. Bye for now.